It's the final show before All Out, and now we get to find out who else is in the Trios Titles Tournament final. Hangman Page is subbing in for the injured Evil Uno, who was taken out by a pair of crotches shots on Dynamite. With that rather intense injury out of the way, let's get to it. Trios Titles Tournament Semi-Finals, Best Friends vs Dark Order, Hangman Page. Page and Orange Cassidy kick things off as Don Callis is on commentary. Hold on though as Danhausen gets in to tease a curse to Page but gets ejected. Then Cassidy gets on Page's back like a horse, only to be flipped down to set up the hands in his pockets. Page misses a clothesline, so the other four come in, meaning the Best Friends get to hug. Then the Dark Order try their own hug, only to be sent into each other. Soul Food into the half Nelson suplex drops Silver before he gets sat up top. Cassidy can't do a Tower of Doom, so Page pulls Silver down like a damsel in distress, leaving Cassidy to hit the lazy kicks. Silver takes the bullet for Page before Cassidy picks up the pace with a super kick. Trent's Tornado DDT drops Page and everyone is left down. We take a break and come back with Page launching Reynolds over the top onto the Trent and Chuck. Page pulls Cassidy out of the air and hits a fall-away slam before missing a dive by taking out Page by mistake. A double chokeslam puts Page through a table on the floor, but it's Silver getting to clean house. Some kicks rock Cassidy inside, but he grabs the Stundog Millionaire. One heck of a clothesline turns Cassidy inside out, but he's back with the beach break for two. The assisted splash gets two on Silver with Page having to make a save. Trent takes Page up top, where Page flips out of a belly-to-back superplex. The Deadeye gets two on Cassidy with Chuck making a save this time. Silver stuns Cassidy, but Silver can't hit the German suplex. Instead Cassidy small packages Silver for two and the Awful Waffle gives Chuck the same. The Orange Punch hits Page and Chuck clotheslines him to the floor, only to have Silver grab a roll-up pin on Chuck at 12-12. Rey Fenix vs Blake Christian. Christian blocks a kick to the face to start and snaps off a spin wheel kick. Back up and a drop kick sends Fenix into a nip up so we can have a standoff. A rope walk wrist drag takes Christian down, but he's fine enough to hit a handspring kick to the head to send Fenix outside. The running flip dive drops Fenix again, but he's fine enough to chop away. A spinning knee to the face sets up the Blackfire driver to finish Christian at 2:22. Short and packed with stuff. The Jericho Appreciation Society interrupts Hook, who is ready to fight. They'll fight on Sunday instead. The Jericho Appreciation Society interrupts Hook, who is ready to fight. They'll fight on Sunday instead. Sammy Guevara, Tay Melo vs Ortiz, Ruby Soho. Non-title rematch from last week. Ortiz and Soho lost last week. Ortiz avoids Sammy's charge to start and hits some crossface shots in the corner. Soho kicks Melo from the apron and we take an early break. Back with Soho's arm having been banged up during the break, but Ortiz avoids a springboard. A power slam plants Sammy and it's off to Soho for some STOs to Melo. Soho hits a bunch of headbutts and a knee to the face as everything breaks down. Ortiz hits a running back splash for two on Sammy, but he catches Soho in a wheelbarrow. Melo adds the DDT for two, but Ortiz flips out of a double suplex, leaving Soho to roll Melo up for the pin at 7:40. Earlier today, we had a sit-down interview between Athena and Jade Cargill, with the baddies. Jade isn't worried about Athena, who says that Jade needs to take her more seriously. That's still not working for Jade, who Kiera Hogan thinks should be called number 37. A lot of trash is talked and Athena leaves. We get a face-to-face interview between The Acclaimed and Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland. Billy Gunn promises that The Acclaimed is winning, while The Acclaimed brag about how their accomplishments. Swerve gets serious and says they aren't going to put up with Acclaimed being silly. The champs are the Rocks of this division and Rocks beat Scissors. Here are FTR and Wardlow for a chat, with Chris Jericho forgetting the Motor City Machine Guns name, Detroit Machine Guns, on the way to the ring. Harwood is impressed by the fans cheering and talks about a time that he felt worthless and unloved. Then it was 2022 and the fans got behind him, which turned everything around. Not everyone is going to love FTR, but that is okay. There are some journalists, he means Meltzer, who are asking why the all-out six-man tag is taking place. Well, it means a lot to him because he's looking in the rearview mirror of his career. There are 3 things you don't mess with in life. But here are the Motor City Machine Guns, Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh. The Guns brag about being from Detroit, and Alex Shelley talks about how great FTR may be. What they don't have though is the respect that the Guns have. Dutt promises to mess with Harwood's friends, money and family, which is Dutt calling Harwood's daughter a brat. Harwood has to be held back to wrap things up. Wardlow didn't actually say anything. So this was a segment that happened and all it did was show that A, the match isn't interesting and they threw in the Harwood, Dutt thing to try to make it matter, and B, Wardlow has lost all momentum that he had from the spring and early summer. Harwood talked about people asking why the match was taking place, and yeah, it's a valid question. The match feels completely tacked on as a way to get FTR and Wardlow onto the show. FTR should be in a big title match, but instead they're getting this for whatever reason. It's not interesting and all 3 of them deserve far better. Yes, the Machine Guns are great, but they're thrown in here too rather than having a dream match with FTR be built up as it could have been. Ricky Starks vs QT Marshall. After a break less than 30 seconds in, we come back with both of them getting up for the slugout. Starks grabs a springboard tornado DDT for 2, but the factory tries a distraction. Marshall is slipped a watch but misses a big shot, leaving him to settle for a roll-up with feet on the ropes for 2. Starks takes out the rest of the factory but gets a rope kicked low on the way back in. Marshall's diamond cutter is countered but the second attempt connects for 2. Back up and Starks hits the spear, setting up Rochambeau for the pin at 7:03. Post-match powerhouse Hobbs comes out to brawl with Starks. Bryan Danielson comes out to stare at Jericho to end the show.